Okay, we're gonna start out the boss guide this week with the
So
Hunter.
it's just us and
Had a
a
pretty,
massive next
clean
gate.
run here, so as you can see I got it first try falling down there.
What lake?
So we're gonna start out here. If you have full rockets you get here, you can use a rocket, or you can just pretty much double primary into the top. You should be able to stun him enough to keep going. I'll show that in some of the later ones, but right here, just double grenade rocket. The key right here is you want to start moving as quickly as possible into this next phase. So you're going to turn around and go left. Get right here. Since there's no time limit, you know, if he flames this right now, we don't need to stay on the ring. So just keep safe out this thing, get behind this wall, and take out these goblins. Don't go right next to the wall because you won't give yourself anywhere to move away from the goblins. So get kind of a little bit of an angle so you can move to the left a little bit. Activate the plate and try to take out as many of these goblins on the other side as you can. They will hide sometimes like this. You can kind of peek out and get them to peek a little bit. On normal, they're not as dangerous, so you can jump over there if there's just one hiding. You can usually take him out. But so you time this, wait till he fires, run up closer here. You can wait out another fire, and you can move across. It's relatively safe. Stay close to this little wall right here. And then basically stay on this very edge right here. You can crouch as well and create this head glitch of this wall. I like to damage him from this wall too, as I find it's a little more consistent than going up right next to the edge. Like the flame, you have more room to run away if the flame goes really weird. I'll be honest, I really hate this fight. I really hate this boss. Especially the last section, it's just super annoying. The RNG of the flames really bugs me. And just his rapid fire aimbot in the last section is just really irritating. But, you know, I'll show you how to deal with it here. But yeah, so I like to use this wall, get your good head glitch. I'm sure you're kind of... Now, right here, we want to make sure we try and get our grenade built up, and we have our super. So if you don't have either of those up, you might want to just go slow here until you have it built up, because we really do want the super, and we want to be ready to move the instant he moves. So as soon as he turns, you want to run over here, and I'll explain why in just a second. Get to the plate and try to get on the plate. So if you're gonna do this method, so I want to try and get here on the plate and get the plate activated before I have to move on. Now I'm gonna activate my super here. I stayed on it long enough to get the plate activated. So now the other side is, if I can use my super, jump down here. I'm just gonna kind of use the damage modification of the super, clear out everything. You can't do that with every super. This works pretty good with the Arcstrider though. That kind of jumping down in the pit to avoid line of sight helps you survive a little bit. And that's the importance of having that, getting that plate on and getting that first plate activated while both sets of minotaurs respawn, so you can use your super. Otherwise you might only get to super the one on one side. Then you can kind of hang out on the other side and spam these guys down. It just makes it easier. Now I was trying to do a damage skip there, but you see I missed. If you get 3 rockets in this phase, 2 before he teleports and 1 right here, you can prevent the harpies from spawning. I did not do it quick enough. You have to be a little bit quicker on the dodge and a little bit closer to him so you hit him before he gets to you. The nice thing is you can stay right here by this big block for two block phases. I like to save my punch, the disorienting punch, for anything that locks up on me. I believe I'm using the bottom tree. For the, I forget what exactly is the tree, but it has the disorienting punch, and I like that better. It's more useful. You can time his shots by the audio, you know, you can peek him, get him to fire, and then as soon as he fires, you can run out and pick up ammo. A good point is right as soon as he teleports, you can get a rocket right on him. So yeah, again, 2 block phases. You can stay right at this block. It just gets a little bit bigger. This is the best spot. And this is the one right where you activate the plate, so it's pretty convenient. Now we want to be careful when we're damaging him. We don't want to push him into the next phase if we have taken out. So if I had taken more damage there, I probably would have stopped. Move immediately to your right. This is the next set of blocks right here for you. Be ready for that. Try to make sure you don't get flanked. And this block is big enough to block most of the flame, and it's a pretty good angle to stick behind. Make sure when you're dodging around, keep your line of sight on the boss. The other time, a good time to shoot a rocket at him is when he starts to shoot his fire, because he's stationary for a minute. You want to dodge it, so if you're quick enough to do that. One trick with these goblins, I didn't do it here, but you can shoot their head off, get them to walk up to you to bring the heavy ammo to you if they're really far across the screen. I will do that a lot of times. Here I'm going to recover. Every time I get hit, I'm going to recover first, bait out a shot, and then get back so I have enough time to only take one hit. Now I don't want to do any damage until I have health back, because if he decides to move the walls. Except here now, before I do much more damage, try not to do too much damage to him. You want to move to the right, counterclockwise around this thing. You want to get to these blocks over here, because the next set is going to be straight ahead of us right now. Now once we're set up on these blocks, we can go ahead and continue to damage him. Again, be careful if you take a shot from him. Don't keep damaging him. Heal up and then damage him, because you can get hit a lot of times when you're moving to the next set of blocks. I'm probably going to save my rockets here. I also want to make sure my super is getting close to building up. There's one more add phase from here. Yep, and there's the next set of blocks. I don't like the angles on these two up here, so I want to try to get out of here fairly quickly, but you gotta hug this one for a little bit. Try to make sure you don't get flanked. The flames can creep around these two blocks at weird angles. As soon as I see the boss come over here, I want to get out of here. This angle is terrible right here. I don't want to stay in it really. So bait out a shot or some flames and run over here. Again, the same thing. Counterclockwise. It's going to be on your right. And the last set of blocks is the same thing. The very last set is, there's one big one up on the platform to our right here, counterclockwise. Now we're going to finish off this add phase. This is a pretty good L block here. You can get pretty good cover. You can save yourself from flames pretty easily. We're just going to kind of slowly whittle them. And here we have our super up. Again, we want to be really careful with our health here. Oh, I missed that. I'm actually kind of lucky that missed because I'd already taken damage, and if that would have broken him, I could have been in really bad trouble because I could have gotten rapid fire killed really easily. I heard him break, so as soon as you hear him break, just run to the right. This super is strong enough. You want to get to this big block. Make sure you have full health before you activate it. That way you can use the damage mitigation of the super, and if you have Masterworks. And then yeah, just lay into him. If you get stomped, just make sure you're doing your main melee. You should melee right back to him.
Down like a ton of bricks.
And there we go, easy peasy.
Yes, I've dreamt of revenge.
So that key on that last part is knowing when you're going to break him and get immediately behind that block, because he will just start rapid firing you. And if you're out in the open and you can't set yourself up to finish him off, he'll just wreck you. So yeah, getting to that block again. If you follow those blocks counterclockwise, make sure you're always farthest to the left, and that you'll be able to get to the next set. So we're going to do the Warlock Voidwalker. You'll notice I did die a couple times. Didn't get this one on the first try, so I had to reset here. I have 0 heavy right now, so I don't know why I don't have normal audio here. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that. But I am going to... You can pretty much just Healing Rift and shoot him through this until he teleports. Don't get too close to him, gets knocked off, but you can just kind of primary and secondary him. You can usually stun him enough to eventually where he will leave. And again, we want to... Don't worry about damaging him more. We want to get to our spot as quickly as possible. Again, this first plate, not really necessary to stay on the plate. If he were to flame right now, just don't be afraid to back off and reset it. It's only in that second phase that we really kind of want to reset it. And that's only really on the Hunter where we want to activate both spawns at the same time. This one's going to be a little different here. Just take your time on this wall. Is pretty safe. Again, keep a good angle so that you don't get flamed at a weird angle with nowhere to run. And just pick off as many of the ads as you need to here. So if you don't have rockets like I did, equip your Ward Cliff and just leave it on for now at the beginning of the fight. And again, we're going to bait a shot. We're going to run up to this close thing to get a better angle so he can't hit us as we go across there. And stay hugged at this little wall here until we're done and ready. And then again, like I said, you can pretty much just stand behind this wall at right on the edge of the ring and get this head glitch, and you can just kind of wail on him until he teleports with your 2 primaries. If the flame does hit you, sometimes it will attach to those walls. Just move forward, crouch by the wall. Again, I like this better than the getting up close to him and baiting out the stomps. I just have bad luck with him sometimes getting the flame on top of me and I can't move. This one hits a lot less and there's a lot more area to move if it does start doing damage to you. Like I said, you can just pretty much run forward and crouch and none of the flames can hit you. And most of the time, like I said, he can't hit you at all with it if you're at the right angle, so you just kind of keep wailing on him. Again, this is the one we want to be really ready when he moves. Well, again, not as bad on the Warlock, because we're going to want to super the first Minotaur, since I don't have a sustained super long enough to get to both sides. So we want to get over here. And yep, we're just gonna make sure we take out, get my Devourer going, so I get my health back. In case I took a snipe or something there. That's why I saved the grenade. I don't use it. And then of course just use our Devourer effect here to finish off these guys, and we'll get our grenade back, so we can launch it across. I might lose my Devourer here because of I waited off the plate too long. So if you do that, you can just eat the grenade. I use all void weapons here to take advantage of the helmet, the Nezarec, so that I can get my grenade back faster, so I get that at Abyssal Extractors. And yeah, you can just kind of play with this angle. This can be a pain because those guys will spam you, but you can pop a Healing Rift here if you need to, and duck by the very corner right up next to that wall. And again, this can be really hard on Prestige with the Void, because if you make mistakes like that I hate the tracking on the flame, that it just sort of follows you and hits you practically no matter what if you're very close to him. So can wreck you pretty quickly. Again, I use this left glitch here for a little bit. Here's where I usually start to end up moving up. Where I get the heavy over here. And so there we go. That's why I had the ward cliff attached. One thing you can also do, since you can also stay over here and get them on this wall, is a little safer. I don't necessarily like being on this side of the map though. It's not too bad because there are some blocks here, but these blocks will disappear. So I want to get back to this big block over here where the plate we just activated was. So be aware of that. Again, this is the one that will be there through 2 wall phases, so this is just the best spot by far to fight this. Just make sure you don't get flanked. You know, save your grenade and your healing rift until you really need it. Obviously, I'm using Devour here, so eat that first one, get our Devour up, so we can kind of keep getting our grenades up. Between that, Devour and Abyssal Extractors from the Nezarec Helm, you get your grenade back pretty quickly, so not too bad here. And that way we always have, I try to save it as much as possible so I can re-up Devour and heal myself if I take a weird shot or some flames. Same thing with the healing rift. And again, I just wanted to go get that heavy. I'm just kind of baiting out his shots. I'm going to go back here again because those walls on that other side do disappear. So these walls have a pretty consistent pattern. So you can use this pattern all the time if you want. And again, we're going to just sit back here until we get him to teleport. Again, no need to push him for extra damage when occasionally there is a little small extra ad spawning phase there. Not a big deal. I just kind of went over here to get a better angle, pick up some more ammo. I was completely out of ammo. If you run completely out of ammo, if you hang out for a minute, you'll get some eventually. Alright, we've got him to teleport again. That's a perfect time to get a rocket on him. And sometimes you can get 2. But be ready to move, because sometimes if you do 2 rockets, you can push through a couple phases of the walls moving before you're ready for it. So be aware of that. Again, this counterclockwise, you just keep moving once you're at that first block there. Kind of try to deal with these ads, and then I may try to pick up the heavy here once I get everything cleared out and recover. But I don't want to forget that I want to move to the end of this set of blocks. So I want to keep moving counterclockwise. So I'll be ready for the next set. Again, here there's a couple slightly smaller staggered sets of ads. So as you do a little bit of damage, there'll be a secondary set of them. Again, out of ammo, very low ammo in this run. So if you just hang out a minute, you'll eventually, if you use your primary and your energy ammo up, doesn't matter if you have heavy, you'll eventually get some ammo back. There we go. And it even gave me a couple heavy, so it is kind of a good gift if you can survive for a little bit. I think because of that, I may skip going for those extra rockets that are over that way. I don't know, maybe I'll go get them. I'm looking at them. Alright, so again, I gotta be careful. I kind of know the planes where he's going to skip here. I'm a little bit out of position right here. See, I made a mistake right here. I'm lucky I got away with it because I didn't rotate all the way counterclockwise. I don't know why I forgot there. I don't know why I got distracted and forgot to do that. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get killed running across that field where the spawns are. You can get double sniped sometimes from the boss. You can get melted by the ads. So yeah, that was not very good. I'm lucky I got over here. And again, I do not like the angle on these two walls here. He can get up right beside you and basically turn them into kind of thin ads, so thin walls here, where he can kind of walk to the side and shoot you, or get you with really weird flame angles. So you can see right here, it's just kind of bad. I just want to try to get as many of the ads down as I can, but in reality, I probably should rotate counterclockwise quicker. I think I'm just getting some ammo here. That was pretty dangerous. I'm not sure what I saw out that way. This is kind of before I discovered where the very last wall was. So I'm not sure at this point right here. I knew that the wall is going to form to the left of me. So I'm actually trying to use some other walls out here. So I did find it, so that's good. I was ready. I believe in my Titan I didn't know it was there, and so I used a different spot, a little bit of a corner. Doesn't matter as much with the Titan because you can pretty much wall and get him to walk towards you with the wall and then activate your super. You do get a limited amount of time on that wall though, but if you play it right, he will kind of approach you and get your grenade and your super on him, and there we do. Missed a couple rockets there, but I should have saved one to where he was getting closer to me. Would have helped a little bit more, but yeah, that was a little sloppier, but again, gotta remember, gotta be careful of those walls. Stay as far counterclockwise as you can with the walls, and you should be okay. Again, here with the Titan, I had plenty of rockets, so I'm going to use a grenade. Get him to go quicker here. Don't really have to. You can dunk the wall and just dump primary into it. Now, when I was really slow reacting, I almost got double sniped. I mean, that would have been death on Prestige. And it was almost death here, you know. I'm lucky that the ads didn't clip me as I was going around. But we're going to pretty much follow the same pattern here. Activate this first ring, back up a little bit, and then clear out this other side before we move across. As you can see on the timer, I spent quite a bit on this one. I was trying a bunch of different strategies, see if I could figure out anything, trying to memorize exactly where the walls were. Trying to change different timings of the super, and I also had to regather ammo and power my super. Probably it was unnecessary. He could have shot me right there. He could have died. That was actually kind of dumb. You really want to just get to the beside that block that I'm staring at. Again, make sure you watch your damage, because some of the flames can sometimes get on the stuff behind you, and sometimes, like I said, our flames are very RNG. They can kind of crawl down and do some weird stuff. Most of the time on this little bit taller wall here and with this right angle, it won't hit you, and you can just sit there and keep wailing on it. So again, we want to be ready to move as quickly as we can. We just don't want to get out exposed out in the open and get shot too many times before we engage the first set of ads over here. Now I use the Crest of Alpha Loopy chest piece so that I get a little bit of healing when I drop the barrier. Definitely comes in pretty handy on this. Now Titan's a little bit different. I'm going to try to get my barricade up here. Now if you do this right, you can save your super here. So obviously I don't even have my super here. This doesn't always work here with the wall and getting him to come through the wall. But you can do this without super and use 2 grenades and get the stun from the wall and pick up the arm. But he can actually go around it, and I have also seen him teleport through the wall without getting stunned. So it doesn't always work. Normally, I would probably super him first and then take these guys out from over here. Yeah, these guys can be really annoying with their spam. Anyway, just be patient here. These guys can be a royal pain. Okay, so I have my super up now, so I'm going to bait out a shot from him, and then I'm going to use I heard him flame, so I'm going to go now. Yeah, stick close to that those little spaces near him and the stairs to keep him from shooting you as you're going over. I prefer to do it that way, but again, I could have tossed a couple grenades over, charged up my grenade, and just kind of slowly whittled those two minotaurs away down from the other side. Again, without the timer, there's no reason you can't just take your time here, so do whatever's most comfortable to you. So don't want to do too much damage to him if you're not ready for him. You really have to get a rocket on him a couple before he teleports. It's really the only way to get enough damage to the skip. So you can really only do it with the rally barricade or the hunter rainbow. So in that case, since I'm not trying for that, I just want to get the first one on him and then take out all the ads. I don't want to force a wall movement or more ad spawns. So make sure I want to get rid of these ads before I do any more damage to him. And I want to be ready with my rocket when he does teleport to the middle. It's some easy free damage on him. Alright, went on a little heavy gathering mission there, some ammo. This left glitch to kind of work on him a little bit. So I took damage there. Should probably heal up before I try to do any more on him, in case he teleports while I'm damaged. I don't want him to do that. So no reason not to keep refilling. Grenade on him right there. And counter-clockwise from that wall. Yeah, this pattern's also really good for ad spawn. They don't really end up spawning behind you or in weird positions. They funnel pretty well. Got one more heavy there. Now there is a technique. I could technically switch to the rally barricade right here and do a quick rally volley at him and then super him. It's definitely a possibility that works. I'm going to go with a little bit safer approach here. I'm going to whittle him down. Now, this is the first one I did. For some reason, I didn't memorize where that last block was. I found another spot that I prefer to use a little bit more. Technically, like I said, with the Titan, you can pretty much do it anywhere. You can just put up your wall, and he should come to you, and you can finish him off with grenades and super. I think the place I find is usually when it's trying with the timer active to go really fast. so I had a different spot that I liked to do. Right here, I'm trying to bait him a little bit, so I have enough room to get this heavy and this other animal here. I'm also kind of biding my time here to build my super up. I don't want to accidentally break him and not have my super ready. That's pretty much disastrous. Alright, heal up, and we're going to move clockwise here. Yep, we're just gonna kind of play peekaboo with him. Again, I really don't like this fight. So there's gonna be one to two more ad spawns in this wall here. Yeah, see, this wall is just kind of a weird height, and he can shoot it from weird angles, so you can get stuck in some strange flame. And now he's coming around to make it kind of difficult. So my main goal is I just want to get the ads. I don't want to move fully counterclockwise too fast where I'm surrounded when I move. I prefer this kind of, at least try to get the ads to gather up before I move that way. Now I may use the other spot that I have. Yeah, I could easily rally barricade rocket him down. It is another option. If you do it right, you almost don't even have to super him. Again, I think this is before I realized there was a really large block that appears to my right, so I'm going to use the corner of the stairway over here, which is why I'm moving this way. And again, like I said, it technically doesn't matter. I can pop my wall right here and it should be fine. But I like this because I have the shield into the wall if I need to hide for a second too. Again, here's where you don't panic. Let him come to you, let him come up and stamp the wall. Try to get as much damage on him as possible. And before you start your super, so you know I can finish it.
Did you sever its arm from its chassis and send it spiraling into the infinite?
Alright, and there we go. There's all three classes. Again, pretty much the same technique. Showed you a couple slightly different ways to do it and end it, but again, I think that hunter, that positioning with that last big wall is your best bet with all three classes. I didn't realize it until a little bit later, so. But there we go. Hopefully this helps you out. And we'll see you next week.